Psalm 23. A psalm of David. God is my shepherd, there is nothing I lack. You lay me down in lush meadows, you guide me toward tranquil waters, reviving my soul. You lead me down paths of righteousness, for that is your way. My name is Pamela Greenberg, and my book is The Complete Psalms, the Book of Prayer Songs in a New Translation. The project of translating the Psalms really began more as a personal project. I translated them as prayers, I think. I approached them as prayers, and I used them sort of as springboards for my own religious life. And that's how the project began. It began really as a desire to approach God, which I think is really what the Psalms are about. You know, the Psalms are about approaching God through all the circumstances that life presents, through the joys of life and the, you know, most difficult and dark passages of life. I think the draw to the Psalms is pretty simple because it speaks to the essence of religious life, which is about relating to God, you know, honestly and with, you know, the entirety of your heart. And so other aspects of the Bible, so, you know, the book of Genesis, the book of Exodus, are very resonant stories, but what you have in the Psalms is an example of religious speech, really, prayers, I would say, that you have sporadically throughout the rest of the Bible, but I think that is the most compact version of what religious life is really trying to get at, like the very essence of religious life. The original text of the Psalms in the Hebrew, the words themselves, the language itself has a kind of rhythm that is impossible to completely capture in English. But in my translation, I did wrestle with the Psalms as poetry, because as they're used throughout the liturgy, and I know particularly through, you know, Jewish liturgy, there's something in the actual saying of the psalm that is a religious act. You know what I mean? There's something in reciting the poetry that gives you the feel of the psalm. And I wanted, as much as possible, to capture that in the English approach to devour my flesh, my oppressors and enemies. It is they who stumble and fall. If an encampment pitches tents against me, my heart will not quiver. If a war rises up against me, in you I still trust. One thing I have asked from you, one thing I seek, to dwell in your house all the days of my life,